lives for the better.
Our vision is to be a transformative platform that exposes lies and reveals the truth. Mind Changers International, we on a mission. Masking the falsehoods with every new edition. We're here to enlighten your mind with this vibration. Expose the lies, speak the truth, normal conversations. Mind Changers International, we on a mission. I'm masking the falsehoods.
Welcome to Mind Changers Podcast. Listen, I'm your host, your boy Lamar Blakney. Listen, man, I've been away for a while, y'all. Y'all don't know what I've been through. I've been going through some trauma, some serious stuff. If I Bernie Mac, like, let me tell you something. If y'all knew the stuff I've been going through, y'all will lose your freaking mind. But I'm back, man. Listen, I'm healthy. I'm happy. My mind is right. Listen, I am ready for Mind Changers Podcast today. And listen, I got something exciting to share with you all today on the podcast. So let me break this music down, man. Let me break this music down, man. Because it feels so good to me. It feels so good to me. Listen, I'm back, y'all. Listen, welcome back to the Mind Changers Podcast. Listen, we have an exciting episode. This is Kredit in the Dark. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, listen, there's a system affecting your life that nobody taught you how to use. I'm your host, Lamar Blakney, and I am with the Kredit Mann, but I'm going to introduce him in a little bit, right? I got a couple of things that I need to say before I bring the brother on. So let me ask you this question. What if I told you that 3 numbers can determine where you live, what you drive, how much you pay to borrow money, and in some cases, whether someone is even willing to do business with you? But yet millions of people are participating in the credit system without ever being taught how it actually works. We know our credit score, but we don't understand credit. We know how it goes down, but we don't understand why. We know how to swipe the card, but we do not understand what happens after the swipe. Yeah, all y'all swipers out there, y'all better stop swiping, man. You better stop swiping. So here's the real question. How can you win a game nobody ever taught you how to play? And that's a good question, right? So tonight, we're going back to the beginning. No hacks, no gimmicks, no overnight promises. We're talking the fundamentals. What is credit? Who reports it? Who records it? What is it used for, and how do it actually affect your life? So then we go deeper. How do you build your credit? How do you protect it? How do you do anything with it? So this is episode 107, Mind Change Podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Lamar Blakney. And listen, I got a special guest tonight. Now, he remains anonymous because he's in a position where he can't really, be seen. So you won't see his face because he's somewhere that ain't safe. But you will hear his name. And I'm going to tell you what his name is. His name is Kredit Mann. And his mission is simple. Restore, rebuild, educate. So listen, let me give y'all my disclaimer because I got to protect my podcast. Because some of y'all out there be acting crazy. So I'm going to protect my podcast, all right? So here's my disclaimer. The views expressed in the Mind Changers Podcast are meant for informational purposes only and do not reflect the opinions of any organization. We aim to foster people thoughtful dialogue, and we at Mind Changers Podcast do not promote discrimination or misinformation. Listeners' discretion is advised. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're here right now with the Kredit Mann. Now, let me make sure I got my scene straight because I didn't check it earlier. All right, got my notes up here. So, Kredit Mann, welcome to the Mind Changers Podcast, man. Listen, I know you in a place where you can't be seen. So, what's going on with you today, my brother?
It's a beautiful day, brother. I appreciate you having me on, and hopefully I can help enlighten somebody about something. And as long as I can enlighten somebody about something, then that's a beautiful day.
Yeah, listen, I got Sam Blue. So Blue One says, been too long. Yep, Sam, we was late today. I'm going to blame it on the Kredit Mann because he was late, and he made me late, and now everybody late. But listen, we're going to get to it. So, Kredit Mann, now,
Yes,
I don't
sir.
want to start with scores, right? I don't want to
Right.
start with debt. I want to start at the foundation. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm coming to you with this question. And listen, if you're live and you're following us, listen, you can comment. I'll read the comments to the Credit Man and he will get back with you. So let me ask you this question. What is credit?
Okay. Let me ask you a question. As we talk tonight, and we going back to the basics. What I would like to do, if it's okay with you, now if it's not okay, then tell me. But what I would like to do is I would like to keep it simple.
Okay.
I don't want to get technical. I
All
just
right.
want to be plain. Can I be plain?
Hey man, listen. You Credit Man.
Okay. If they want to get more technical, if they ask, I will. But I'm gonna try to keep it very plain.
Okay. All right.
Uh, Pretty much, credit. Credit is a picture of your character to a lender.
Hmm. Okay. I've never heard it put that way.
I know you haven't because I did that tonight. So if this is being recorded, that I made that up.
Hey. Listen, I ain't gonna take your phrase. Listen, I'm not
But
gonna
I'm
take your
thinking
phrases from you.
yeah, just a way that people can understand. And I want to make it plain. So that's what credit is. Credit is a picture of your character to a lender.
Wow, and that's deep. It's
Yes, it is.
it's almost like saying, and correct me if I'm wrong. People show you who they really are.
And that's what credit does to people that you're asking to loan you money.
Wow. So tell us, how long have you been um and we're not going to use the wrong words. How long have you been a consultant in this game?
I have been a full-time consultant for 9 years.
9 years.
I
Okay.
have been I have been in the credit industry. Well, let me say I've been a full-time consultant uh, without working for the big banks or without working on behalf of another company for 9 years. But I have been in credit for 25 years.
Got you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back to that statement you made, right?
Right.
It's about your character. So, in other words, we're really not talking about money. We're talking about trust quantified over time, right?
Yes.
And I believe that means every financial decision we make, because I like to include myself,
Right.
is either building or weakening our future borrowing power based off of our relationship with credit.
Absolutely.
Hmm. I'm learning something here. So
Absolutely.
let me ask you this, because I know we're gonna keep it simple. If I had cash, if I have cash, right?
Right.
Why do I need credit?
That's a very good question. Because all products, cash is only good, so to speak, hand to hand.
Uh huh.
And of course, with debit cards and things of that nature, that does extend the reach. But cash is also the way that businesses report. With cash, it's just not. It's confined to you being only able to do business during certain hours. Cash limits you. Let's say there's a product you want
Mm-hmm.
that's in California, right?
Uh huh.
And you, of course, if you have your debit card, you can read them and all that good stuff during a certain time period. We're using cash, so we use cash, and then therefore you're like wherever you are. You could be in Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
they're in California, right? How are you going to translate that commerce? It's after hours when you get off work. When they're available, you're not available, so you do this stuff online, and that is where okay, I want to send my product 2,000 miles away. How do I know that I'm going to get paid?
Hmm.
That's where credit comes in. Also, when you're dealing with things like houses and cars and furniture, just being honest, brother, a lot of people, and when I say a lot of people, I'm talking about 99% of the population,
Uh huh.
cannot afford to pay cash for a house.
That would be true.
That is a fact.
Yeah,
You cannot. So you don't have enough cash.
got you.
You understand? So to answer your question, basically the way you asked it is, if you don't have enough cash. There's no such thing.
Yeah. So
Even if you look at Elon Musk, he don't have enough cash. It's all in credit. His money
yeah,
is in credit. The net worth is in credit. It's credit. No matter how you
yeah,
want to look at it.
yeah. I agree with you. So let me say this. So listening to what you're saying about cash. So how can I say it? That's the distinction I believe most people miss. Because when I used to sell cars, guys come in, man, I do everything by cash. Like that makes life better for them, and it makes the bank say, hey, we're gonna give this to you because you always pay cash for everything. So the
How do I
distinction,
know if I'm a lender? How do I know you pay cash?
yeah, that's right. So the
There's no
distinction, I'm sorry, go ahead.
there's no history.
Yeah. So I believe the distinction most people miss, most of us miss, is cash solves today, credit
Right.
solves tomorrow at a scale, right?
Absolutely.
And I believe the real advantage isn't access, it's the cost of access over time. So this thing that we call credit, and I'm gonna tell you, and this is me exposing myself.
Okay.
As I've gotten older, I realize I've had a bad relationship with money. Like, if money was my girlfriend, she keeps breaking up with me because I don't treat her right. Right?
You
So
don't
now
handle her directly.
let's say I'm dating credit, right? So credit is just like
Right.
a girlfriend. What is your relationship
Yes.
with your credit card companies? What is your relationship with how you buy? What is your relationship with your responsibility to credit? Because she's just like a female. If you treat her wrong, she's going to expose you. She's going to expose you when somebody pull it
Absolutely.
up and she says, on a scale of 1 to 10, he's a 475.
Yeah, and I like how you put that, because what it does. Imagine this. Imagine if you're dating. And I'm gonna piggyback off of what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
Imagine if you're dating someone,
Uh-huh.
and you're courting them. You're trying. Y'all are talking. You shooting your shot. That's the name. That's what they say.
Yeah,
You
that's the
shooting your
word.
shot. Right? So you shooting your shot. You looking good. You smelling good. You feeling good. And she can just pick up the phone and call every one of your exes.
Mm,
That's what credit is. It's every one of your exes. She gonna tell a story
mm.
on, okay, well, what you mean he didn't? Well, now remember this day right here? He was late picking me up. On this day,
Late
he didn't even
payments.
show up. Oh yeah. On this, he didn't even show up. On this day, he dropped me off and didn't come and pick me up. It tells the story of your past relationships.
Yeah.
And
So
ain't no way to hide.
yeah. Let me ask you this, credit man. Who actually reports our credit activity?
Now there are several reporting agencies,
Mhm.
but there are three primary agencies that we should primarily concern ourselves with. Uh, the first agency is an agency called Equifax. They are a credit reporting agency, a major credit reporting agency. The second one is called TransUnion.
Mm-hmm.
They are another major credit reporting agency. And then the third is called Experian.
Mm-hmm.
So Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian are the three major credit reporting agencies in the United States.
Wow. So let me ask you this. Because they're not a bureau, they're not federal, they are
Right.
a private company. How did they get the right to report our information without our permission?
Okay, now what they did was, and that's a very good question, they are called, they're not government bureaus, but it is the credit bureau.
Okay.
That's what they call themselves, right? And it's just like this. If you order a pizza
Uh-huh.
and DoorDash drops it off. Now, how did DoorDash drop it off, but you paid Pizza Hut? Because Pizza Hut paid DoorDash. See,
Uh-huh.
what it is when you do business with a lender,
Mm-hmm.
you sign whether you know it or not, but you're agreeing to their reporting terms.
So that's
So
that small
these
writing.
three, yes, absolutely. That's what they call the small print.
Wow.
So these three companies, because America, you can't have monopolies, so there has to be more than one option.
Uh-huh.
These three companies got together, believe it or not, even though they are competition, and they said, "Hey, we can work together. Let's be the big three, and let's report this." And so the lenders that you use
Uh-huh.
pay these three companies to report your information.
Wow.
And that is also a tactic, once you understand that, in order to keep you paying them as you're supposed to. Because if you don't, then they're going to report you. And then the next person is going to say, or they're going to say, oh, I like him. He paid them every month.
Wow. So what you're really saying is my financial behavior, our financial behavior, is being translated by third parties, right, into a
Absolutely.
data ecosystem that
Yes.
lenders rely on to access risk, right? So that
Absolutely.
means my credit profile is essentially a living financial report card across multiple institutions. Is that what you're saying to me today?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm, 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 mm. So let me ask you this, Credit Man. Um, if if I make payments but they're not reported, am I actually building credit? Because I told somebody I was coming up here today, and
Right.
they wanted me to ask you this question: if I make
Okay.
payments but they're not reporting, am I actually building credit? I know the answer to that, but I want you to answer
Well,
that for me.
actually, the answer you think is two-edged sword because on one hand, you're not building credit with national companies, but
Mm-hmm.
you are building credit with that company.
Wow,
That company is keeping a account of your payments with them. And back in the day, a lot of companies did not like to report to the three bureaus
that's correct.
because they want to keep you in house. So, like a buy here, pay here situation, whether it be a car,
Mm-hmm.
furniture, food, whatever it is, whatever you pay for it is not being reported. They want to keep their own good customers. They know if they report you and everybody can see, then they might lose you because somebody else can offer you a better price. But as
Yeah.
long as they can keep you and report you, then they keep it in the house. Now, on the flip side, this is what people have to understand: that let's just say you've been with a buy here, pay here company
Uh huh.
for let's say 10 years.
All right.
You've never been late on a payment. Um, you pay on time, you don't see anything, right?
Yeah.
Because they're not reporting you. Miss a payment or repossess or they have to repossess their items, and all of a sudden
You going
they
to
say, we're going to report you now.
now? I never understood. I listen. I never understood that you're paying them on time. They don't report it, but you mess up, they report you quick, fast, and in a hurry. And why is that?
Because long story short, they're upset because you didn't pay them and they want to hurt you.
I
They want
got
to
you.
hurt your buying power. They don't want you to go out there and somebody else say, "Oh, well, they don't have anything bad. Let me just go." No, they want to say, "Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they
for
do." Like that girlfriend you hurt.
yeah,
Like if you go back since you put it like that, she gonna say, "Yeah, he hurt me. Yeah, he did me
yeah,
wrong."
hurt people, hurt people. so
Hurt people, and that's exactly
so essentially, right?
right.
Payments alone doesn't equal credit building based off of this scenario. Re- and,
Yes,
and 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 listening to what you're saying, so reporting is what converts behavior into what we call measurable credit history. And I
exactly.
believe that's the critical distinction that most of us as consumers never understand. Now let me ask you this. I'm gonna step off a script.
Okay.
How many lives have you changed with your consulting? Are you able to give us a scenario? Let's say the worst credit case scenario that you consulted somebody on, and what the major outcome was. You ain't got to say their name. You can say Miss Jones, Michael
No,
Jackson,
I let you
Tito,
know I would never.
Jermaine.
Yeah, I'm very. I believe in in privacy, so I would never say names. But there have been countless, brother. When I've been doing this so long, I've helped thousands of families, thousands, tens of thousands, because it's just I guess it's a passion or a calling, a ministry.
Mm-hmm.
In so many ways I can put it,
Yeah.
And I just love to help. I love to help people, and it's just wonderful to take somebody that comes to you, and brother, when I tell you, like people will say, "Oh, I know it's so bad." Listen, I've seen worse. No matter what situation you've been in, I've seen some things that are unrealistic.
Yeah, you probably seen
But let
people
me
credit
say,
scores so bad they didn't even pay attention.
listen, they say if you look at the bureau, you can Google it, pull it up. That credit score starts at around. I don't think you anybody. I don't know anyone that have seen credit scores under 350 in real life, other than me. Like I have seen credit scores lower than
350.
350. Like it is almost unheard of. Like just like it says it goes from like three something to 900. Ain't nobody seen no 900. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's But I've seen some 870s,
Wow.
seen some 880s.
Wow.
So they're just I think the extremities are just, far. But yeah, so take somebody from that's a three some odd, 300, 350s credit score. I mean, they can't buy nothing. The alarm go off when they walk in the bank. The bang, 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 they go.
I
So
got you.
then if all it takes is a little you have to have your mind made up, a little discipline, a little time, and just invest back into yourself.
Yeah. So you and I was having a very interesting conversation about a week ago, and we were talking about how a certain culture, by the time their children get into college,
Right.
already are in the 700s with their score. Can you share the
All right.
conversation you and I was having?
I was when I went to school and I was in college, and you get that's when you start getting credit card because you normally around that time you're turning 18, 19.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're getting a little credit one way or the other because now you have to get your first bank account. Now you're getting in the system.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So then I noticed, I get credit card offers. They would come in, they'd be $200, $300, and you think you're doing something. So then I have some counterparts, that went to
Talking about our
that
light
were on a
bright
different.
brothers and sisters.
Like, yeah, yeah.
We can say it
So
like that.
you get the counterpart that go to predominantly white institutions,
Mm-hmm.
and they're getting the same card offers that I am, but instead of 200, 300, it's 4 or 5,000.
Wow.
And it has that little thing on it when they send you a credit card offer. If you pay attention, say your score is
Wow.
based on the information. Your score is. How your score is 750? How your score is 740? Like because you don't know what it is, but you look at yours, it's 550, 560. But you just getting started. Like what happened? How you're 200 points higher already? I ain't never had nothing. I ain't never had a car. I ain't never had a credit card. I never had. How is yours so much better? So when I got into that started me to get, I guess you could say, curious about how credit works.
Uh-huh.
And then I found out that it's something that starts at home.
Tell the
Their
people
parents
about it.
their parents teach them about credit. And then their parents also take the next step to adding them on certain cards, credit cards, lines of credit
Mm-hmm.
that they use very seldom or they pay off every month. That goes is called piggybacking onto their credit that allows them to benefit from the good payments that their parents have made.
Wow.
Now, in our culture, a lot of times, which is just sad to say, but a lot of times ours is the complete opposite.
Parents using our credit.
Parents use the credit to get stuff. Now, it may be stuff that they quote unquote need,
Uh-huh.
but a lot of times it's just not taken care of properly.
Yeah.
So we a lot on some cultures there's some people that start off in last place.
Yeah.
And then other ones start with a head start. They get a free lap.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So now we gotta you gotta run 4 laps. They only gotta run 2.
Wow. And that's at certain dinner tables, different conversations are had. And
Absolutely.
and this is why we as a people, and I know this is off topic, need to go back to having dinner with our family, man. Sitting at that dinner table, having these types of conversation. Like little Julie should be learning about credit at 9. They really should be teaching this in school. They teach you everything else, but they don't teach you this valuable commodity called credit, because credit becomes a commodity. Because I remember when I was working at Firestone, I'll give you the story, and
Right.
we were sitting in the break room, and coincidentally, there was 2 people who drove the same car and had the same boat, and they lived in the same neighborhood. So the guy was like, dude, how in the world he got more than me and we make the same hourly wage? He says, man, he got a
Right.
motorcycle. We got the same things, but he got 3 more things more than me. And then he was like, man, listen,
Right.
with all of the stuff I have at home, this is what I'm paying. And they got into an argument. He says, man, there's no way, because I'm paying this, I'm paying that, I'm paying this. So here was the story. They both
Right.
had a 5.0, right?
Okay. Right.
I ain't gonna say their names. One guy was paying $350. The other guy paying $675.
Right.
They both had the same type of boat. One paying $800 a month for it, the other one paying $275.
Right.
And he looked at him and he says, dude, the difference between me and you is credit.
There you go.
He was like, what you mean? He said, it ain't about the hourly wage. He says, because my credit is good, I can buy the same thing you buy, but I'll enjoy it better because I pay less because of my credit score. And that's what and this is why I think institutions should really, really be teaching this in school, so our children can grow up knowing how to be responsible with credit. And I'm learning at a late age. I'm not even gonna sit here in front.
And now let me tell you something, brother. And this is like you said in your disclaimer. This is opinions.
Mm-hmm.
This is my opinion based on my exposure and experience. If one lender has let me see how I want to put this. You got some credit card companies that offer some clients 6% and some clients 29.99.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If the world teaches all consumers how to have 6.99 on a credit card, that's very low on a card, not an introductory, I mean a standard rate, right?
Uh-huh.
Then who's gonna offset that payment for the one for the $29.99? They offset that.
Wow.
They don't teach a lot of people certain things because somebody has to pay for the luxury of others.
Wow.
Now it's sad, but it's true. So the people that don't want to pay attention, the people that want to be hard-headed, the people that want to drive that 5.0 because they got money.
Wow.
Now somebody else said, hey, I want to drive that 5.0 too, but I got credit. So they're borrowing the same car. One is paying 5.95%, the other one paying 24.95%. So they're borrowing the same amount of money on the same type of vehicle, but their payments are night and day.
Wow.
And that's where it comes into. They don't want to. There's a lot of stuff they don't want to teach in certain communities because they want to exploit that community.
Wow. So let me ask you this quick question. Who's actually recording all this information, Credit Man?
The 3 credit bureaus are recording it.
Okay.
They're recording what the people pay them to record. So they're recording what is being reported. You ever heard of observe and report?
Yeah.
So if you owe me money and you don't pay me, I'm going to call them and say, hey, this dude didn't pay me my money. He ain't paid me right in 3 months. He been late every month. Go ahead and put that on there. Here go your money. Here go this. Because I'm a client. So Now, this is one thing that's going on. I don't want to get ahead, but you got to remember, sometimes they do report incorrectly.
Yeah, I'm witness to that.
Human beings are all, whenever there's a human, in every aspect, there's a human involved, and that means that there's a possibility of a mistake.
Yeah, and you know what?
So,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
so that's when help is on the way. That's when people like me come in. They say, "Hey, you this ain't right," and they say, "I don't know what happened," and so then there's ways to get around that too.
Yeah.
But and on those occasions, there are things to do, but more often than not, you know, you ain't pay them people. You got to make sure you pay them people. Like,
Yeah. Right. So let me say this. So the bureaus aren't just storing data, right? They are aggregating financial behavior into what I think is a risk profile that gets interpreted differently depending on, I believe, the scoring model that applied.
Exactly.
So let me ask you this. Is this true or false? This question I'm going to ask you. Michael Jones Jr. Should people name their children after themselves when it comes to credit and address? Is that a myth, or is that true or false?
Now, this is when and this is it. I'm happy you had brought that up. There are instances where it is a blessing to be named after certain people, and then there are instances where it's a curse.
Explain.
If your father named you after him,
Mm-hmm.
and he has been financially irresponsible, it is a terrible thing. But if your father named you after him, and he has been a citizen, an upstanding credit financial citizen,
Mm-hmm.
then it is a gift that he didn't even know he was given.
Wow.
Because those things follow you one way or another when you carry the same name.
Wow.
Especially if your father and you lived in the same address.
Same house. So listen, all you juniors out there, go check your pops, man. Go make sure that joker paying his bills, man. Because if not, you ain't gonna be able to buy an orange slice. I'm trying to tell. So why do I see a different credit score depending on where I check? Because I've noticed that, because man, you are talking about some things. Why do I see a different credit score?
There are industries that are okay. Let me break it down. Let me not to get ahead. If you're trying to buy a car,
Mm-hmm.
the credit bureaus, they're called, how can I put this? They're called versions.
Okay.
So the three credit reports, there's only three major bureaus, but there are different versions of the bureau.
Okay.
Okay. If you're trying to buy a house, that information is reported in one version.
Okay.
If you go to buy a car, that's reported in a different version.
Is that like FICO?
If you want a credit card,
okay.
even within the system, it's reported differently. Because different industries care about different things.
Okay.
Like a car moves, it gets up and goes. A house does not. Not unless we're talking about a mobile home. I'm talking about a standard regular home.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't move, so it's not going to go anywhere. You can't just pick it up and take it with you. So, therefore, the way they score is different. Now, also, with that being said, within these three credit bureaus, you got to understand that all companies are not clients of all three bureaus.
Okay.
Some companies only report to one of the big three. Some companies report to two, then some do report to all three. Because remember, they're all three separate entities. So that means the company that reports to all three, they have to pay three different people to report.
Wow. Okay. So let me ask you this. And I'm gonna jump topic. So every now and then I'm gonna jump topic.
That's fine.
What can a person? No, I'm not even gonna ask that question because I know I'm gonna go back to it later. So, what does credit actually affect in real life? What does it actually affect in real life?
I mean, in your adult life, it's going to literally, I think you may have touched on it a little earlier if I heard you correctly. but it's literally going to affect all of your major decisions because it's going to give you the ability to or not to. Even when you go get an apartment, they're going to run you credit.
Yeah.
If you get a mortgage, if you try to get a mortgage, they're going to run you credit. If you try to get a car, they're going to run you credit. If you want to get financing to get some teeth or some medical stuff, like everything, it affects every aspect of your life.
So you telling me somebody ain't gonna be able to get no choppers, man?
Listen, they're going to have to go get that. What you say? I got cash. You're going to have to go get that cash you got.
Man, I saw a guy the other day. Looked like all his teeth been repoed. I was like, man, you just paid
Right.
your
Yeah,
dentist.
the credit right there, but that's a part that goes back to what you said. It affects every aspect
Okay.
of your life.
So what actually is a credit score?
A credit score is what they, the big three, then the lenders, because they all working together, they're all in cahoots. It's all in the system, it's all in the matrix. Your credit score is your credit character value.
Got you.
Your credit character value. If you're low value, then you got to deal with the things that low value credit character individuals have to deal with. And there's no way to get around it when you have it. Now, of course, then you have to, once you understand what this is, then now let's work on it. But like you said, if nobody told you what's going on, you don't know to work on it. You just think this is the way it is. This is how everybody lives, and it's not.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something. Credit score is not judgmental. I'm gonna tell y'all about a bad situation, man. I was so mad at this old dude, and I'm using the word old dude because that's how he came into the dealership, right? So check this out, Credit Man. I'm working at the dealership. This guy comes in so dirty and nasty looking, and he said, "Hey, man, can I test drive that car?" I said, "No, sir, I can't let you test drive that car." Not because I didn't think he had no money, which I didn't think he had a dime to rub together. I mean, he came in there, he was like, I want this car right here. And so the manager was like, Lamar, do a credit app on him. I was like, what? Hold up, y'all want me, this guy looked like he homeless. Y'all want me to do a credit application on him. So they was like, yeah, do a credit application on him. So I did a credit application on him, and dude's score came back 825. So I'm saying, I went to the desk. It was like, dude, you see what this guy's score is? He can buy anything in here.
Right.
So he sat down with me. He said, hey, young fella, I ain't got much, but I want that car right there. And at Volkswagen, they had, I forgot what it was. It was a TDI, Passat TDI.
Okay.
And he was like, I think I want to come back and get that. Now, prior to him coming, he done sent somebody to the dealership to do something else. And I'm gonna get back to it. Right? So he comes back. No, we sit down and we make the deal. So he was like, I can't pay this for this because this is too much for me. I can't ask him for POI because his credit score is so good. Ask him for his income. They were like, yo, the bank don't even care about his income because his credit score is so high. So he need no POI, proof of income. Just Lamar, write the deal up. So he was like, I think the car was like 36 something thousand. Oh, the best I can do. He said, the best I can, and I'm going to tell you how credit's so powerful. He said, the best I can do, man, is 32. I said, I can't sell this car for 32. So I go back to the desk. I said, man, this guy want this car for 32. So he was like, no, man, we can't sell him this car for 32,000. So I went back to the guy. I said, hey, man, we can't sell it to you for 32,000. He said, what about 34? So went back to the desk. They was like, his credit score, hey, man, at least we get one car out. So we did the deal. He said, but I'm going to come back tomorrow and pick it up. So let me tell you what this dude did. He knew credit. He had bought a Passat that he paid cash for, but he came to our dealership a week earlier and got it appraised,
Right.
right? He already knew. So I'm going ahead of myself. So he came back in. So hold on to that. He came back in. He dropped $5,000 on the table. I said, "What's this for?" He said, "That's for that Passat." I said, "Man, that car's $34,000." He said, "I know." He said, "I got $34,000." Now, as a salesperson, you're supposed to always ask somebody, do they have a trade? Well, I didn't ask this man, did he have a trade? He came back with a sheet from our company that says, this price is good for 7 days. He had a $29,000 trade value on his car. He dropped $5,000 now, and they were so mad with me, they called me the donkey of the week. He played me because he knew the power of credit, and he knew how he basically walked out the dealership just paying $5,000 for a car. So I say that to say this. When you have credit, you have not only buying power, but you get respect from the people you buying from. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
So I want to share that story about, first of all, don't judge people. Because somebody can walk around here don't look like they got 2 pennies rubbed together, but got a credit score you want to borrow 100 points from.
Exactly.
So let's go to this. Why do I see? So if I'm looking at my score, right? Why do people see different scores? Because if they reporting the same thing, why are the scores coming out different?
Okay, like I said, when you say that, give me an example. What do you mean looking at they see a different score?
So let's say I look at TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. My Equifax score, let's say, is 615.
Right.
Then I look at Experian, they got the same information that Equifax got, but it's 605. And then I go to Experian, and they have the same information, but it's 600. Why do they vary when they're reporting the same information?
Well, first of all, very rarely are any two bureaus, even of your own, going to be identical. 99.9% of the time, there is something different on Equifax than it is on TransUnion.
Okay.
So we can start there. Very, very rarely is it all. There's not 100% anything, but very rarely. A lot of times, because I've done it so much, I have seen identical scores. That means Equifax had the same score, TransUnion had the same. It does happen, but I'm dealing with a much higher volume than just one person. So whenever there is a discrepancy or a difference, more than 10 points in your credit score, bureau to bureau, there is something not being reported on one that is being reported on others.
Okay.
It's a period. If you take your time, like I said, and this again comes with knowledge. Like, first of all, a lot of people aren't accessing their reports to even look at this, but you got to look at the report and go through the information and make sure that everything is correct.
Yeah. So let's talk about utilization, because I'm a victim of utilization, y'all. I'm telling you, I don't like looking at the word no more. So why is it so important that when you have a credit card, not to exceed, and I know the percentage, but I'm gonna let you tell it, to exceed a certain percentage of your available line of credit? Why is that so important? How it can destroy your credit?
Okay, utilization again goes back to let's just say how we were talking about the character. It shows what they would consider your abuse of usage. Now, what that means is, let's say you got somebody with a $200 credit card. That means you got a $200 limit, but your balance, you done maxed it out and making the minimum payment. So now your balance is actually, with the interest, $230. So now you have a balance of $230, but you only got a limit of $200.
I got you.
That is showing a certain level of irresponsibility.
So basically, like you living off your cards.
Yeah, and you don't budget well. Yes, and that is what they call above your means.
Wow.
So that and just to give some free game, that 30% mark is where you want to be. You want to be under 30% utilization on the cars that you use.
Yeah, so that's basically $30 per $100. So
Yes.
if you got $1,000, you don't want to use more than $300
And
because
that is, and that, yes, yes. And there's some tricks to that, but that is a number. I won't get you too much. Yes, yes. You want to keep your utilization on the cars you use under 30%.
okay. So listen, where where should most people start when it comes to actually checking their credit safely? What advice would you give them?
Okay, the credit bureaus, when they came together, one thing you have to do is you get a free credit report
Hmm.
once a year from all three of the bureaus. Now, because I'm not endorsed by any services or any bureaus or
Hmm.
anything like that, take your time, go to Google, go to Siri, go to somewhere and say, hey, where do I get my free credit report from?
Yeah,
It'll tell you, go get it. That's the first step.
yeah,
Go get your free credit report. Take a look at it for accuracy, information accuracy. If there are things on there that you don't understand where they come from, that's just not yours, that's incorrect, then they need to reach out to you and we can help them with that.
yeah. Wow. So look, so let's get to the meat of this, right? So what services, what consulting services? Well, I want to say this right because I want to come into this the correct way.
Okay.
So there are people trying to buy cars, trying to buy homes, wanting to be able to go out and buy real estate, whatever it may be. How does the credit man assist people with any of these needs?
By giving them the access that they need to get to the table. A lot of times what it is that my people we get so far behind that we can't even sit at the table because we're trying to play catch up.
Mm-hmm.
And when it gets to these tables, when people want to invest and they want to do this and that, that's when this credit character really comes into play.
Got you.
It really comes into play to be able to scale it. It's the difference between you being able to do a very small investment to a much larger investment using the same money, if any.
Got you.
You understand? Like it just like goes back to the dudes with the car, the boat. Like he's spending all his money on the car and the boat, but the other guy got a car, the boat, the jet skis. He got the four wheelers. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot more stuff. And what credit does, that people got to understand, good credit allows you to stretch your dollar further.
Mm-hmm. Got you.
That's what it does. It gives you more purchasing power. So your dollar can do more than with good credit than somebody else's dollar with bad credit.
Yeah. So I witnessed you working with somebody we know, and man, the things that you did for them over what's been a week and a half,
Right.
man, this is pretty impressive.
Well, I appreciate that, man. But like I said, it's just about I've had a lot of exposure, brother. I've seen tens of thousands of credit reports. I've worked with tens of thousands of clients, not just my own clients, but clients that were with the different groups I've worked for.
Hmm.
I've worked on the banking side. I've worked on the retail side. I've seen it from both sides of the table. So my understanding is just going to be a lot different than the average person.
I understand that. So
That's just my niche, so to speak.
yeah, a person with bad credit, how do they rebuild their credit? What if you were sitting down with a client, right? If someone's credit is damaged, I got speech impairment. Sometimes it catch me. If someone's credit is damaged, where do they start?
Like you said, start at the beginning. Let's sit down and look over it. Everybody, your credit report is a fingerprint. There, no two people. You could be married for 50 years to your wife. A lady could be married for 50 years to her husband. Their credit reports are going to be different.
Got you.
That's life. No two credit reports are the same. So there is no cookie cutter. You got to sit down and go over it and see what uniquely makes this, as you say, bad credit.
I got you.
Because bad credit is speculative once, but just based on low score, like why is your credit bad? They're so different. What's making your credit quote unquote bad can be totally different than what's making the person next to you credit bad.
Yeah.
So what I would do in order to help you might be totally different than what I would do to help them.
I got you. So
Because
basically,
everybody doesn't need the same thing. This is it's customization, tailor made.
I hear you. So basically, you're like the DA, right? You do your discovery, you build your case, and
I
you
hate I
figure
hate
out.
I hate I hate the terminology of anything to do with
All
the
right, but,
police.
but let me change it then. Let me change it
Yeah,
then.
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
guys
Please,
start.
thank you.
No, let me. So basically,
Say
you're
a
like a
doctor.
doctor.
I'm a credit doctor.
You're like a doctor, right? You come in there,
There you go.
you meet with the
Let me give you
patient,
an example.
and the
Boom.
patient tells you what's going on with him,
The symptoms.
and then you do
Exactly.
your doctor the doctor thing to evaluate him. You do a test here, you do a test
There
there
you
to
go.
figure
There
out
you go.
what condition they are in before you
Exactly.
can say, hey, based off of your credit condition, this is so. Let me say it like it. So I'm gonna say I don't like the word restoration, so I'm gonna say credit consulting isn't emotional.
Right.
It's basically procedural, right? It's a
Exactly.
data correction process combined with behavioral reconstruction over time. Can I say it like that?
That's fine. I like
All right, all right, all right. I got a little education, y'all.
it.
So it's credit. I I don't like the word repair. If credit consultation just deleting negative items, because that's what people think. The only way I can fix my credit is to delete something negative. It is, from what I've learned from you, it is way more than a negative item.
Exactly. Um, what a lot of people do, I'm gonna use an old parable from an old book.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "If you give a man a fish, you will feed him for a day. But if you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime."
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of programming stuff that people are doing is just for right now. Then once you do whatever you're trying to do right now,
Mm-hmm.
then it just goes right back to what it was. So what we want to do is not only do we want to restore, that's
Uh-huh.
to get you right now. We want to rebuild, that's to build it up to get it better. And then we want to elevate, that's to take it to the next level. And with that elevation, that is where education comes from. So with my clients, I like to educate them on why it
Mm-hmm.
is what it is, how it got there, and how to avoid doing it again.
I got you.
And I even say, well, some people they would say, well, oh my goodness, you taught them a lot. You did a lot. Like, isn't that going to hurt you? They're not going to need you. Listen, if I could teach you something
Yeah.
that you can teach your daughter, that you can teach your son, that you can teach your sister, that you can teach your brother, I'm going to teach you 100 things. Just as a human being, you're only going to retain a very small percentage of that. But that small percentage that sent that light bulb up that you did retain, you're going to reach out and teach somebody else. So as long what I'm in it for, I want to see my community
Mm-hmm.
elevate. I want to see I want to see it change. I want to see it come up. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So while we up here, can you let me ask you this? What are you willing to share with the people on the consulting services that you offer?
This is what I would like to do. I'm going to get with you. I want to
Okay.
give you some literature.
Okay.
I'm going to give you some PowerPoints.
Okay.
And I want you to put together something that you can send to your people
All right.
that will do an outline of everything that's available. And then if they also, because if they choose when they come through you, that I want to make sure that I know they came through you, through your facilities, your podcast, your followings. And
Uh-huh.
that way, because I do believe in this thing is like family.
I got you.
So I want to treat them like family, not just like some Joe Blow off the street. So I'm gonna give you that. And then, but when it comes to what's available, and I'm not trying to be vague, I'm being very serious, but I want them to understand
Mm-hmm.
that anything concerning credit, anything concerning money, anything concerning finance, it's available.
Got you. So listen.
Period. There's nothing too small, nothing too big. Anything going on, I mean, I get calls on some things that you be like, what? But that's what they need, and everybody's different.
Yeah.
There's no
And it doesn't
limit.
matter where they live in the United States either, right?
No. It could be Hawaii, it could be in Guam, Alaska, Puerto Rico, and the 48 continental. Absolutely.
So listen, if you're watching this episode and you want this information that he's going to give me to provide to you, if you're on Facebook, hey, all you got to do is inbox me, right? And if you're not on Facebook and you're watching this, I'm going to give you a number. It is not my personal number, but it is my business number. All right? Matter of fact, I got to get it. Hold on. Cuz I don't even know it by heart, brother. Hold on one moment. Hold on one moment. Let me pull that thing up, because the services that you provide, man, are very, very important to our community, and people who's trying to buy homes. They want to be financially stable. We
Absolutely.
want to. Well, Kredit Mann want to help you. So let me give you my number here. All right, it is. Yeah, I knew it. 252-458-4774. Inbox me or text me 252-458-4774. Inbox me or text me, and I will make sure that I get you this information that this young man is, offering today. So
Then if they have any questions or whatnot, they can get with you, and we can do it again. You can holler at me, and I'm here for it.
yeah, because this is important, man. I mean, like I said, I'm learning the hard way about some things, and somebody's texting me right now. I should never grab my phone, buddy. They texting me. Hold on.
Good.
Okay, why you text? Get on the podcast like I told you and ask the question. But they want to text me to death. Hold on. Okay, they heard what I said up here, so they reaching back out to me. They gonna reach back out to me. So man, listen, brother. First of all, the information I'm learning from you is life changing, and I'm gonna tell you, you can make $250,000 a year, people. If your credit is bad, you can't even get an apartment, because now it's really gonna make you look bad. They're like, well, you making all this money, you still don't pay no bills. So
Exactly. And that's when it comes down to credit character. That means you have a tremendous credit character flaw. There is something, and I don't. And the lender's gonna say, and I'm not gonna stick around to figure out what it is.
yeah,
I'm gonna let somebody else figure out. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
yeah. So I want to clear up some myths, right? So
Okay.
what we're really dismantling here is the myth that credit is mysterious, when in reality it's a structured system governed by predictable financial behavior and reporting logic. Did I say that correct?
Exactly. It's math.
Yeah. So if how can I say this? If you're someone, oh sorry, I got the wrong thing. If you're someone that's listening and you feel stuck, so what do you want to get from this podcast tonight? The real question is, do you really know what credit is? Do you know how to really operate with credit? Do you need some assistance? If so, like I say, inbox me. I'm going to get this literature that he's going to give me. I'm going to give it to you so you can get in touch with the Kredit Mann and you can get all of your questions answered. And hey, you might go out here and start a business, because if you ain't got no good credit, you ain't starting no business unless you're going to self-fund it. So you got anything you want to take us out with, Kredit Mann?
Listen, I appreciate being on here tonight. Hopefully I can help somebody, and answer some questions. Hopefully I touch on, if anything else, just hit you up. You hit me up, and we're gonna keep it rolling.
Yeah. And listen,
And
y'all.
this is just the beginning.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this. Tonight isn't about chasing a number. It's about understanding the system, people. Because once you understand credit, you stop feeling it and you start using it. I'm Lamar Blakney. This is Mind Changers Podcast. And this was episode 107, Credit in the Dark. Now, go change your mind. And if you change your mind, guess what, people? It'll change your financial situation if you let it. I'm Lamar Blakney. This is Mind Changers Podcast. And you've been told.
We told y'all, we came to expose the lies and reveal the truth. We told y'all, we bring in biblical principles of factual truth. We told y'all, we came to expose the lies and reveal the truth. We told y'all, we bring in biblical principles of factual truth. We told y'all, yeah, we did.